Why could Caleb Williams be the next Oklahoma QB to win the Heisman? Let's find out. Welcome back, everybody, to episode of the Cool Predictions. How you guys doing today, man? I'm your host, LLCOOLBRAD, back here with an episode of the Cool Predictions. And before we get into this episode of the Cool Predictions, please like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing here, bro. You've got to be subscribed, bro. RMP is the best sports company, sports brand in the world, period. We're taking over the nations on top of nations on top of nations, bro. We're taking over space for a fact, you know? We're taking over space. But anyways, please like and subscribe, like I said, or you're a hoe. But anyways, coming in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I think Caleb Williams will be the next Oklahoma QB to win the Heisman. So let's get into it. So why could Caleb Williams be the next Heisman QB for OU? Before I get into that, though, I'm going to be talking about the last few performances, the first two starts that Caleb Williams has had these last 2 weeks. Well, that's like a game and a half because he didn't even play a full game in that Red River Rivalry. But let's get into that. So I'm going to do a quick recap on that, and then I'll give you my reason on why he could be the next Heisman QB for OU. So let's get into it. So the first time that we saw Caleb Williams was in that Red River Rivalry, like I said, against Texas. And he started in that second half, and he came back from a 38-20 18-point deficit in the second half. And that was his first start ever for Oklahoma as the starting QB. And you want to know what he did? He came back from 18 points. He threw 16 of 25 for 212 yards and 2 passing touchdowns, along with 4 rushes for 88 yards and one rushing touchdown. So, man, if he can do that in his first game as a college player at a powerhouse school, to do that, man, that's incredible. You don't see that often. And he's a rare quarterback right now. That's a true freshman year coming in, and you're going to come back from an 18-point deficit. Caleb Williams is like, nah, Coach, Lincoln Riley, I got you, man. I got you. I'm going to put the whole program on my back. I'm going to put the whole program on my back, the whole team on my back, And that was awesome to see. And then just last week against TCU, he threw 18 of 23 for 295 yards, about 300 yards, my bad, and 4 passing touchdowns. For a true freshman, though, to do that in those 2 games and to play better and beat out Spencer Rattler, a Heisman candidate this year in the preseason of college football, that's extraordinary for a true freshman to do that. And he has maybe, including this season, 3 more seasons left at Oklahoma. And Oklahoma fans got to be excited for this guy, man. He could be the third QB in the last 5 years. Well, I think next year he'll win it probably. So it would be the third QB in 5 years in 2022 to win a Heisman, and he would be behind Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield as well. And I gotta say another thing, Oklahoma their recruiting staff is insane. You see how much good they breed these quarterbacks, or they bred these quarterbacks. It's incredible because you see all these great quarterbacks. The last decade, they've had just incredible quarterbacks in their system. It's been incredible, and the NFL is just full with them. It's incredible. And then next, sorry, my bad. Oklahoma came out this week and just said that Caleb Williams will be the starter against the Kansas game, versus Kansas that they play this weekend. And no doubt in my mind, they should win that. It's an easier game for them, and Kansas isn't really that good, if I'm being honest. But now let me get into what I like and what I've seen from Caleb Williams so far, and then we'll end the video. Let's get it. So what have I liked from Caleb Williams so far this season in his first 2 starts? The first thing I've liked is just his confidence in himself, his confidence in his teammates, and his confidence in his coaches and team, just overall. And his poise is great. He never gives up, and you saw that in that Texas Red River rivalry, my bad. And you just saw that he wasn't going to give up, and he came back from an 18-point deficit as a true freshman, and some people are very not even like counting that as something big, and that's wrong, dude, because that's a huge thing for a freshman QB, a true freshman, to do that, come in for his first game and do that. That's incredible. And then the next thing I've liked about him, It's just how he makes his decisions. He's so decisive when he makes decisions. It's insane. He just he has like a checklist pretty much. He's like, all right, bet I'm about to go to the store, see what I can get. Like he's just there with a checklist, his grocery list, right? He sees his wide receiver over to the wide right. He's covered pretty tight by a defender, right? He's like, nope, check, I can't get that. And then next, he's like, okay, cool, I got this guy down the seam. All right, he's about open. I'm gonna throw it to him. Check. And like you can see him checking the boxes in his head as he's going, because he just is looking at his wide receivers. He's just looking at what he can get, and he takes what he can get. He doesn't force things like a lot of young QBs. He takes what he can get, and he just is fine with that, and he makes sure that it's not like, oh, 1 yard pass. He tries to take some shots sometimes, and he does take some risky plays. I'm not saying that he doesn't do that at all, but he's not like one of these QBs, young QBs, that just lobs it up a lot of times and just tries to throw it into double coverage and stuff like that. He's not like that. He's a lot more decisive in what he does. And another thing is, I like how he escapes pressure. You saw it in both games he started, actually. You saw it in that run against Texas. He really looked, I'm gonna say that in that rushing touchdown that he got against Texas, he looked kind of like Kyler Murray running the ball. Honestly, he did. And it's kind of funny how close they look when they're running. And he played really well that game as well, like I said. But his rushing ability and his mobility just adds another factor on to make him so more harder to stop, And like I was saying, like he can avoid pressure with his wheels, because he's not a slow guy. He runs like a 4.6, I think. And that's pretty good. He can get away from pressure, escape the pocket, do whatever he needs to do, and get out an accurate ball, or get you some first downs from rushing. So that's another thing I liked about him. Another thing, this is like a half and a half. It's a negative and a positive, because there's like, okay, so I like his ball placement and his pass accuracy, and small to medium type throws. This season, though, from deep, he hasn't looked the best accuracy-wise and ball placement-wise. Some of the times he's been throwing it behind, and that's common for a younger quarterback, because if you're coming into college football, that was just his second start last week is what I'm talking about, because he threw some deep balls that were a bit behind last week. That's what I'm mainly focusing on right now. You're going to have those hiccups. You're going to have those mistakes. The ball's not going to go 100% where you want it to go, but trust me, bro. If he's able to play like this right now, wait what he's able to do in the offseason for the rest of this season, and then going into the offseason, coming into next year, you know how much better this man could be? It's just incredible. And honestly, I do see him starting next year too. I don't see Spencer Rattler even coming back to OU. I honestly think he's gone after this season, or maybe he's going to enter it before the end of the season, because he knows he's not going to get the job back. Honestly, if I'm OU, this is my starter right here if he can keep playing like this. But if he does somehow just fall off completely and this video just goes to crap, then yeah, obviously Spencer Rattler's going to be there. But if not, then if he keeps playing like this, he's going to be the starter for OU for the next 3 years. And it's going to be awesome to watch. He's going to be one of the guys I'm going to be watching every single Saturday, and possibly on the Sundays, and then next 5 years probably. And then like that's really it, isn't it? Yeah, that's really it. So guys, if you guys enjoyed this video on why I think Caleb Williams is the next Oklahoma quarterback that can win the Heisman in the last 5 years or 4 years, whatever, please like and subscribe. Like I said, RMP is taking over, and we're taking over space, man. We're going to take over Mars. We're going to take over Jupiter. Shoot, we're going to take over Venus. I don't know. Like, we're going to take over all the stars. Man, RMP taking over, man. So be part of the wave. We got other content. We got podcasts. We got all types of podcasts. We got the show called Fantasy Vibes. Man, Moon Vibes does that. We got As Real As It Gets with a few other guys as well that we work with in RMP that are part of RMP. And yeah, guys, that is it for this episode of the Cool Predictions. We will see you guys in the very next episode of Cool Predictions. We out.